This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, annual plan hearings are underway and already there's progress on some issues. We find out what they are. University students are about to get the opportunity to have their say as the OUSA holds a wide-ranging referendum. And a local social service agency begins fundraising so it can cover the cost of an increase in demand. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. The Dunedin City Council is getting down to business, launching into its annual plan hearing. Submitters are getting a chance to discuss their concerns and ideas on a range of topics from freedom camping to road safety. And already there's agreement about certain issues.
Expressing concerns and commendations, community board members have been the first to voice their opinions on the Dunedin City Council's next annual plan during a two-day hearing. Already there's some consensus forming around key issues, particularly in regards to road safety.
Our community board want to be proactive. We don't want a fatality to cause some change to our road safety program. So we've got a number of sites in our area, predominantly the Allenton Road, Scolsall Road intersection, which we see a number of cars go off the side of the road. They have minor injury, the vehicles get injured, or more frustrating for the local farmer, the car goes through the farm fence.
Also of concern to the Saddle Hill board is Commercial Corner in Green Island and roads around Westwood. The council received just over 600 submissions on its latest annual plan, with 78 respondents asking to present their cases at the hearing. Freedom camping is another popular topic, with submissions from the Wakawaiti Coast Community Board as well as Wetherall.
For the majority, it is a positive experience. There's some good interaction between our local residents and the freedom campers, and what's really exciting is a lot of the campers that I've spoken to are actually coming back for the second or third time to New Zealand, so that's got to have some financial impact or benefit to our local community.
He's asking the council for additional support in maintaining the popular facilities and possibly exploring additional freedom camping sites. The most popular topic being discussed during the hearings is the council's cycleway plans and where they can be improved.
We know it's pretty topical in the South Dunedin area, but just again some basic changes we think we can make the commute for cyclists from Moscow over the hill to Fairfield, which is the arterial route through into the city, reasonably achievable, so that's something we've been talking about for a long time.
Wetherall says it's about ensuring the council stays on top of maintaining quality roads, footpaths and cycleways. The hearing continues tomorrow and councillors will go into deliberation next week. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
More than 400 first home buyers in Dunedin have used a new government assistance initiative in its first year. There have been 413 locals who've accessed grants through the Home Start scheme since it was launched last April. It replaces the KiwiSaver First Home Deposit Subsidy. Eligible buyers can apply for up to $10,000 for a deposit on an existing home and twice that amount for a new build. Locally, $2.3 million in grants has been allocated. Nationwide, almost 12,000 people have received a total of $55.6 million. University of Otago students are getting the opportunity to vote on several subjects in an upcoming referendum. Some have been putting their cases to the Otago University Students Association during a feedback forum, and topics ranging from finances to costumes are on the line.
Gauging opinions on campus, the Otago University Students Association has been holding a forum for Scarfies to give feedback on questions in an upcoming referendum.
With our student referendum, students are given the opportunity to submit questions that they might want to gauge a student opinion on, and then we hold a referendum so the students who submitted those questions have a chance to speak to it and other students also have a chance to engage with it.
A list of questions around the association's finances are being included in the referendum, as are other ones submitted by students themselves. Those include whether the OUSA should support Helen Clark's bid for UN Secretary General and if offensive costumes at the annual Hyde Street party should be outlawed.
There are questions that we have to submit to the student body regularly regardless. That's the things like the kind of auditors and lawyers that we use, and then any constitutional changes that we make have to go through referendum, and then beyond that it's also students' opportunity to get a wider student population gauge on some of the ideas that they have.
There has been a big focus on the university's fossil fuel consumption and on waste management in North Dunedin. One proposal involves collaborating with the Dunedin City Council to provide larger recycling bins in the student quarter. It comes as the DCC's just released a report into rubbish issues during orientation.
A lot of people are putting around questions about more regular rubbish cleanups and more regular glass collection and of a larger volume, because it's not just that students are consuming large amounts of alcohol, but there are a lot of students living in those condensed areas.
Voting opens in just over a week and the LUSA is expecting to have better participation than in previous years. It stages referendums twice yearly. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
A sum of money handed in to police at the start of the year is still yet to be claimed, and officers are calling for the rightful owner to come forward. They say the cash was found by a worker at the Pack and Save supermarket in South Dunedin on the 16th of January. But there have been no associated reports or claims since then. Police aren't disclosing how much money was handed in or exactly where it was found, as that information will help to verify a legitimate owner. Officers also have some surveillance footage from the time which could assist in confirming who the cash belongs to. Residents are refreshing their wardrobes as part of Rape Awareness Week. A fashion exchange event on campus today was one of several fundraisers organised by Rape Crisis Dunedin. Staff say money is needed with new clients turning up weekly.
Shopping for a good cause. Local women have been indulging in retail therapy to raise funds for Rape Crisis Dunedin, which is dealing with strong demand for help.
We're seeing 3 new clients each week at least, and those clients are referring themselves, and we get clients from the police and other service agencies who are looking for free counselling for the clients and free support, so yeah.
People who donated items to the clothing swap were filling bags of alternatives for $3, and non-contributors were paying a bit more. Last year's event raised about $500 for Rape Crisis Dunedin, and organisers are hoping to beat that figure this time.
People are really generous, and it's a really nice way to raise money. It's fun.
The organisation's also taking part in a multi-agency workshop on sexual violence tomorrow and is running a street collection on Saturday. Staff are hoping to raise about $2,500 during the week so they can continue to offer support and advice for local victims.
We want to raise awareness that this is a problem in our community and rape crisis is here. We're still needed. We've been working for 30 years in this community, over 30 years, doing the same thing, and we really need people to know that we're still here, we're still needed, and this problem is still in our community.
Organisers are also happy about encouraging recycling and seeing residents refreshing their wardrobes without breaking the bank. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, the DCC releases money for musicians, and we find out which long-serving financial guru is preparing for retirement.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month, May 2016.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
It has no arms, no legs, has a drill in its mouth up to 8 hours a day and still never complains. It's one of 72 mannequin torsos in our new $3.8 million dental simulation lab, the first and only facility of its kind in New Zealand. My name is Nikki Rose Coltolaro, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 10th of June. Don't miss out!
Okay. New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz. For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Garage Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garage quality service. Garage Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Mobility scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free. It's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. Otago's unemployment rate is increasing, although it remains below the national average. The latest figures show unemployment has reached 4.8% in the region. That's the highest level in at least 2 years, but nationally 5.7% of the labour force is out of work. An extra 38,000 people have bolstered the country's workforce in the first quarter of this year. It's the largest rise in more than a decade and has had the effect of driving up employment as well as unemployment across the board. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day down 19 points. It's now 6,824. The Dow Jones is down 140 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is up against the yen, but we are down against the other currencies we follow. New support for local musicians is being offered by the City Council as part of its arts and culture strategy. Funding of up to $2,000 is available for eligible artists, and Community Arts Advisor Craig Monk is here to tell us more. Good evening.
Kia ora, Rebecca.
Who can apply for this funding?
So this funding's in partnership with New Zealand On Air, which means that anyone who's had a Making Tracks grant for a music video from New Zealand On Air can apply. They can apply if they're going to film their music video in Dunedin, or if they're going to buy goods and services from Dunedin's filmmaking communities.
What is the Council's intention behind this?
Well, we want to see more music videos being made in Dunedin because we think that will help support Dunedin's film industry, and we also want to support the music industry, and one of the ways we can see doing that is by having the top-up funding available. Hopefully we'll see more people from Dunedin apply for the New Zealand On Air Making Tracks grants.
So how does this tie in with the city's new arts and culture strategy?
Okay, we've had the Arts and Culture Strategy for since October last year, October 2015. There are 4 themes in it. We talk about identity, we talk about access, we talk about connections, networks, and we talk about creative economy. So Making Tracks will help us with the creative economy strand, which is about people being able to make a living from their art here in Dunedin. And it'll help us with the connections strand, which is about creative networks in Dunedin and with the rest of the country.
How much money is the Council expecting to give away with this each year?
Well, the grants are for up to $2,000 and we think we're going to make about 8 awards between now and June next year, June 2017. So New Zealand On Air will put money into those music videos as well, so we think the total will be up to $80,000 going into the music video making of Dunedin over the next 18 months or so.
Is the initiative up for review each year?
So we're working with the Creative Dunedin Partnership on Aratoi, the Arts and Culture Strategy. They'll be the group that we report to about how it's going, and they'll decide how successful the scheme is.
Is the council supporting local musicians in any other ways?
Oh, we do our best to support musicians and artists in all kinds of ways. The main way we support people though is by funding them, so especially not-for-profit groups. So we support the Dunedin Symphony Orchestra, for example, we support Blue Oyster Gallery, and those kind of organisations work with all sorts of individuals, and that has all kinds of benefits for our communities.
Tell us about those benefits for the community.
Well, for example, you know, if you support a symphony orchestra in your community, a lot of those people are music teachers, and so they, you know, the young people of Dunedin get the benefit of that music teaching. If you support a gallery, a lot of those artists have their own practice, whether that's teaching or you know, other work that they're doing in the city, and so, you know, all of those, it helps all of those people to be part of the community and part of the economy.
Are many people already recording music and music videos here in Dunedin?
Dunedin's awash with great music, you know, I mean, I know there have been great videos this year already from Nadia Reid, from Kane Strang, from Astro Children, and there's a really great tradition of music video making in Dunedin too. If you go and see the Creative Dunedin exhibition at Toitu, you know, there's some fantastic videos in there.
How can anyone who's interested apply?
So they can apply just by getting in touch with us. Myself and Cara Patterson, along with Anthony Deaker with the arts team who are working on Aratoi, they can get in touch with us just by calling the council, or they can use our email, which is aratoi@dcc.gov.nz.
DCC Community Arts Advisor Craig Monk, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Rebecca.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, the end is nigh for a long-serving member of a city budgeting service, and we're on the streets to see if you're worried about more flooding this winter.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
On m'a demandé d'écaster sur la pointure des pieds maintenant.
Oui, tu vas voir Marjolaine et le maquillage. D'accord, ok.
Finding that your grass seed just won't grow? Ready Lawn has the perfect solution for all those lawn woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 486 1819.
$128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL Digital Console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Ecro Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Mobility scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used. Electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar on Moray Place. Proud supporters of New Zealand Music Month, May 2016.
Welcome back. 6 new male kaka have just been released into Orokonui Eco Sanctuary. They bring the total number of kaka in the reserve to about 35. The males were transported from Te Anau to even up numbers at Orokonui, where there's been a dominance of females. Staff are hoping more of the native birds are bred within the relatively safe confines of the predator-proof nature park. Kaka are classified as nationally endangered. A long-serving financial assistant to the community is retiring after more than a quarter of a century. The head of the Dunedin Budget Advisory Service is stepping down from giving free guidance to residents facing financial difficulty, and the future of the service itself is in limbo.
Making some last-minute notes, the Executive Officer of the Dunedin Budget Advisory Service is retiring after more than 2 decades in the business of giving free financial advice.
Highlights are seeing clients get control of their money. Clients who have been struggling have been able to manage, and they're now able to manage, and so they're controlling their money instead of it controlling them, so that's really satisfying.
Woodrow has been keeping the service running for 26 years by looking after volunteers and giving clients budgeting advice. She started in 1990 when there were no computers or databases and everything was done manually. During her time, the clientele has been steady, but the amount of debt people are facing has increased.
When I started 26 years ago, people got into debt, but it was normally somewhere around about 3, 5, 8 to 10,000 maximum, whereas these days it's common for clients to have 20, 30, 40,000, and sometimes we see some over 100,000.
The Budget Advisory Service has been in Dunedin for 44 years, but that could soon change. The government is reviewing budget services and will decide whether to continue funding. Woodrow's hoping the agency has a presence in the city for years to come because she says there will always be people in financial strife.
I hope it can continue providing a service to the people of Dunedin because it's very much needed, but we're in a really difficult situation at the moment where the government has done a whole review and things are changing and we're going to have to start tendering. So we don't know what the future holds.
She's planning to spend more time with her family and relaxing while staff member Andrew Henderson steps into her role. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
The City Council says 2/3 of South Dunedin mud tanks weren't properly maintained when last June's record rainfall hit. That exacerbated problems for residents and property owners. Our Word on the Street team asked members of the public if they're worried about more flooding this winter.
Could well be if they don't keep the mud tanks emptied. But anyway, I don't live in Dunedin, so it probably won't worry me too deal.
I'm not hugely concerned because I was here last winter and it didn't affect me.
A little bit, yeah. I live in Portobello, right beside the sea, so that could be a problem.
Well, I come from here originally, but I don't live here at the moment. I'm on holiday, so I don't really know anything about what's going on.
Well, I live in the hills, so it doesn't worry me. But if I was standing here on the flat, I'd be a little bit anxious about it. But otherwise, it's all good.
Well, I'm in here. This is my boutique. So, you know, it's a business, so I don't really want to be flooded. Last time we were lucky enough to sandbag and we weren't affected, but it was horrific, you know. It was just so frightening, devastating. And I felt so sorry for all the other businesses out here that were flooded. It's just terrible.
I hope not. I don't want it to see it happen, you know, all the time, you know. Now, I remember last time to have a big flood out here, They flood most of all the shops, and all the shops got all flooded, and some of the streets are all flooded, and it's not a good idea.
I don't think so, no. No, I don't live in South Mead and Shield Hill, but still it is concerning, isn't it?
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Submitters on the City Council's annual plan are voicing their opinions and concerns on a range of subjects during a two-day hearing. Otago University students are launching into several hot topics included within an upcoming referendum to gauge opinions on campus. And Rape Crisis Dunedin is staging several fundraisers this week to cover the cost of increasing demand from a steady stream of new clients. Time now to find out what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Deputy Editor Craig Page joins us. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca. Yeah, we've got an announcement of some interesting plans for Dunedin Airport. It's on the back of recent confirmation from Air New Zealand in particular of more flights and more seats to Dunedin, and bigger planes as well. That's had, of course, the byproduct of when people are arriving, not enough room to move around the terminal. So they're looking, they're taking that on board from the passengers, looking to expand sometime in 2017. No plans or cost as yet, but it's a work in progress. So wow. Interesting times. Also, police, they're calling for tougher restrictions on hunters using dock land, particularly the Rock and Pillars up near Middlemarch. A local police officer up there, Helen Finch and Putter, she's got some real concerns that there's no record about the number of hunters up there at any given time, and it's a popular recreational area for walkers and trampers, and she fears that it could only be a matter of time before somebody gets shot at or worse. And some good news for local road cyclist Brad Evans. He's a good Tyree boy himself. He's recently signed a contract with Drapac, a Belgium-based professional cycling team, and it's on the back of a really good 12 months for him, where he won the Southland, the Tour of Southland, and also the Tour of Tasmania. So big times ahead for him.
Oh, well done, Brad. Read all about it in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is our city view. It's taken of the water of the Leith. Before, a lot of that cloud covered the city. And around the city at 3 o'clock, quite pleasant indeed. 20 in the central city, 27 at the Gardens, and 26 for the Tyree. To the situation, a cold front is moving over the South Island, and it will decay over central New Zealand tomorrow. To some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, westerlies but otherwise fine for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau. A fine day for Alexandra there, 15 degrees. And fine also for Queenstown, Wanaka and Twizel, all expecting 15. Afternoon nor'easters for Oamaru with fine weather and a high of 15. And Dunedin tonight becoming fine with a low of 8. Tomorrow mostly fine and sunny with sou'westers dying out and light nor'easters developing with 15 degrees. And on Friday, high cloud increasing, nor'westers freshening, a high of 19. To the Otago pallet fires, tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 10 to 9. High tide follows at 25 past 2. And fishing conditions are bad tomorrow. That's all we have to say on that. And that is local news for Wednesday. We will see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.